for a war crime. I said it's time for a war crime.
It's homecoming season, and that means that more than 100 black institutions will be giving the sights and sounds of black excellence. This time of year, alum return to their alma maters to relive the best days of their lives, and nobody does it quite like a HBCU. But at theGrio, this homecoming season means that we're going to do more than just celebrate black culture. We are calling on black students and educators to come home, to return to the institutions that were created for us, by us.
Breaking news from the Supreme Court. The court has just issued a landmark ruling on affirmative action, officially ending the practice in college admissions processes.
Affirmative action no longer exists, and we are not about to beg for a spot at the PWI. We want the best and the brightest to keep going to HBCUs just like they always have. And together, by amplifying black institutions, we can start an HBCU homecoming movement. We're excited to bring you special coverage of HBCUs and homecoming season right here on theGrio. Thanks for staying with us. I'm your host, Marc Lamont Hill. Tonight and every Friday night during this time, we will be amplifying black colleges and universities. And as you can see, I am HBCU fresh tonight, courtesy of Tones of Melanin. This Southern Fresh set is part of their fall line. It's just in time for that cold weather. You're going to need it, but they got more schools as well. You can wear your HBCU pride just by heading over to tonesofmelanin.com. The company is owned and operated by black women, so make sure y'all give them your support. Now, you know I had to rock the Southern University joint right here when we are hosting Southern University. This week, we're taking you to the Big Easy, to the wonderful city of New Orleans. That's where you'll find Southern University at New Orleans, also known as SUNO. It is one of the 5 colleges that make up the Southern University system, the only historically black university system in the country. SUNO first opened its doors in 1959 in Pontchartrain Park, a historic black subdivision in eastern New Orleans. And tonight, we want to shine some light on their new Bachelor of Science Cybersecurity program that launched this fall. SUNO has the only on-campus program in Louisiana with a state-of-the-art cyber lab. Now, this comes at a time when the world is seeing an unprecedented number of cyber attacks. And in August, the FBI announced that it dismantled a global network of hacked computers that were used in a major fraud scheme. This tells you that there's a need to investigate this stuff. And the program at SUNO looks to train the next generation of cybersecurity experts. Joining me now to talk more about the program is the director, Dr. Kenneth L. Williams, and we also have Genevie Lopez. She is a freshman in the inaugural semester of the program. I want to thank you both for joining me on theGrio. Dr. Williams, welcome to the show. Talk to me about the program. How did it come about?
Hey, Mark, thank you so much, and thank you for spotlighting SUNO. We are very, very excited about it there. Look, you captured the need there for us. There's 3.5 million vacancies in cybersecurity right now. Since 2013, we grew over 300% as far as the need is concerned, as far as the jobs categories are concerned. So this was not a no-brainer because this university or the community needed a cybersecurity program. We looked around and we saw that there was none here, certainly none technically focused as you could probably see in our background there as well. So we just said, let's do this. And we just did it, and we just blew up. It's really, really rolling out. Lots of excitement in the community. We were able to get accreditation. We were able to get all the approvals that we needed and launch this without a snag. So all the leadership in the community, the leadership in Louisiana, all just got behind this program and launched it. And then the students came, and we are so excited about that. So, in a snap, that's why it came about, and that's why we're here.
Absolutely. Genevie, talk to me about what drew you to the program. Also, what drew you to SUNO more broadly?
Well, I'm actually a legacy at SUNO. My grandfather was class of 1970, and his brother was class of 1968. He was born and raised in New Orleans, really passionate about maintaining educational access for the Black community in New Orleans. SUNO has always been a cornerstone of that. And for the cybersecurity program, I've always been interested in computers. My grandfather was also heavily invested in computers, even when I was a child. So it felt like a really obvious choice to come back to New Orleans, to come back to this school and come to a hands-on in-person program that no place else is really competing with.
Dr. Williams, are there rollout phases for what students will be offered if they choose SUNO for cybersecurity? Like, what are the plans to grow the program?
So the launch that occurred in the fall is that first phase. And so students getting in on board is that very, very first phase of it. Now, the second thing that we're doing here is getting the word out. It's such as this show that we're on right now, your show, and we're also broadcasting around the local community. We've had webinars. We're going to participate in cyber games such as Hackathon. We're getting into the schools. We're getting into the communities. We have got several local conferences coming out there. We're getting visits from the federal government. Some of the names I will not call, and they're all, wouldn't call in the program, but they're all so excited about it. We had a visit from the local Marriott in the New Orleans area just to come to see what we're offering, and they have endorsed the program. You had to put it in place. When you put it in place, Mark, people come, and when they come, they're so blown away because this is a one-of-the-kind program that people don't know, but they hear now, and they're just driving them. So we're on our way to.
No, absolutely, and they're going to find out about it partly because you have these amazing students like Genevie. Genevie, New Orleans is an amazing city. Some schools I'll be like, what's it like there? I know what it's like in New Orleans. I ain't got to ask what's it like to go to school in New Orleans. I guess the question for me is, how do you stay focused on academics? How do you manage the distractions of such an extraordinary city?
You have to let it motivate you, and you have to stay grounded. Like, you look around, and there's so much to do in New Orleans, so much to see. Fantastic city, fantastic place to visit, fantastic place to live. But you have to look around and say, okay, what am I going to become in this city, and what am I going to contribute to this city, and how can I best do that? And the answer can be, I need to make that room for that study time, and that enables me to enjoy New Orleans to its fullest and to help New Orleans be the best it can be.
Wow, that's a beautiful way to put it. Dr. Williams, there's always a value in a great website. There's always a value in extraordinary faculty. There's always a value in changing the campus, making it more beautiful. But the thing that really sells the school, in my experience, is the extraordinary students. And the fact that you all are able to draw people like Genevie, who could have gone anywhere, and who are second generation and still want to keep coming back and supporting and building this legacy, it says a lot about who you are. It says a lot about who the institution is. And I'm excited to know that your programs are growing. I'm excited to see the SUNO system expanding. I'm proud of what you all are doing, and I wish you nothing but luck as you continue to keep the HBCU tradition going. Genevie, you're going to change the world. You hang in there, Dr. Williams. Keep holding it down for SUNO and all black faculty everywhere. Everybody, if you want to learn more about Southern University at New Orleans, all you got to do is head over to the website. The address is on your screen. It's suno.edu. That's suno.edu. Everybody stay with me. We're talking football next and recognizing a Hall of Famer who was bred at an HBCU. Hey, family. Here on theGrio, we amplify black culture, and it is HBCU homecoming season. So we want to take black pride to the yard. If you think your HBCU has the dopest cheer squad, the sickest drum line, and the baddest majorettes, record a video of their performance and send it to us at theGrio. And we can't leave out Greek life. So fraternities, sororities, show us why nobody is messing with your chapter stroll or hop. And we gotta take a tour of the yard. So show us your school's best amenity, including the calf. Now here are the categories. Once your video is recorded, scan this QR code or click the link in the bio to upload the video directly to theGrio. Then tune in weeknights at 7 p.m. Eastern on theGrio with Marc Lamont Hill to see which schools made the cut. The top 2 submissions will go head-to-head in the HBCU Versus. Then we'll let the social media streets decide. Welcome back to theGrio. Now, y'all might have noticed that I changed tops because, you know, I got to be impartial when it comes to refereeing these HBCU matchups. I don't want y'all to think that I'm rooting for one side or another. Plus, this one is actually just really cool. Look at it. Shout out to Black and Scarlet for providing me with this gray certified HBCU Pride crew neck. It's got a lot of different schools on it. It's also available as a hoodie, and you can get it in black or white. If you want it, just visit blackandscholar.com. Now, let's talk some football. More than a dozen HBCUs are going to be celebrating homecoming this weekend, and among them is Alcorn State at Arkansas Pine Bluff. Arkansas looks to defend home turf, but Alcorn has a little chip on their shoulder. Can they upset like their great alumnus Leslie Frazier, who was recently inducted into the 2023 class of the Black College Football Hall of Fame? Frazier was a cornerback at Alcorn State from 1978 to 1980. He then went on to play with the Chicago Bears for 5 years and was part of the Bears' 46 defense, that legendary squad that won Super Bowl number 20. Frazier had a career-ending injury in the game, but went on to be a defensive coordinator for a number of teams. He was also head coach for the Minnesota Vikings, and he won another Super Bowl as defensive back coach for the Indianapolis Colts. HBCU goes, Nia Simone sat down with Frazier to talk about how his HBCU made him. And he also talked about how he hopes the NFL evolves in a way that uplifts black talent that comes out of these institutions.
What a great man of integrity. What a great man of resolve. Great family man.
Ended up becoming a defensive coach, and that's where we kind of got together.
What are some characteristics that you would put out about your experience at Alcorn State?
Well, the family environment, that comes to mind. I really believed and felt during my time there, the bond that was created between me and my teammates would be one that would be lifelong, and that's been true. There are guys that I played with in college that I'm still close friends with to this day, and one of them was inducted into the Hall of Fame a year ago, my college roommate, Ronell Young. You had to work your tail off to make our club and to go on and succeed. We were a very talented team when I played. So you learn how to push through things and how to deal with adversity. That was a part of it. And then yet be able to balance all the hard work in football, because we worked hard. There's a College Hall of Fame that covers the majority of the masses. But to specifically recognize black college players, when you consider that about 12% of the league, 12% of the Hall of Fame is from HBCU universities, that's a big deal. You know, the fact that there are 5 black presidents now in the National Football League, when just a few years ago there were 0. So there's some progress being made. There are more general managers now that are black. Now it's just a matter of maybe some owners being in that position where we have a black owner in the future. That's a barrier that you hope will be crossed at some point. But you also hope that the current owners of the 32 teams will be more inclined to give more black coaches the opportunity to be head coaches and offensive coordinators in our league.
Well, I appreciate you, Coach. It's always good seeing you and chopping it up with you, my almost birthday twin. And I went to the real ASU still, but it's all right. It's okay.
Right. That's good. Thank you, Neil.
Of course.
Uh-oh, it sounds like a little ASU rivalry there. theGrio's sister network, HBCU Go, is going to have complete coverage of the Alcorn at Arkansas Pine Bluff game this weekend. Kickoff is at 2 p.m. Central, and if you want to tune in, check your local listings or download the free HBCU Go mobile app. You can also visit hbcugo.tv. They'll also be covering Clark Atlanta's homecoming game this weekend against Central State University. HBCU Go's James Hadnot joins me now with a preview. James, who you rocking with for the weekend?
Well, this week, Mark, I cannot call it. Central State is coming off a thrilling victory, 21-10 over Savannah State to snap a 5-game losing streak. And Clark Atlanta on the flip side, they're still looking for their first win of the season. So both are going to be really hungry, looking for W's here late in the season. When you think about their overall series history, Clark Atlanta has 2 wins compared to 4 for Central State. So again, Clark really going to be looking for an upset victory over Central State. And lastly, the player to watch. Brandon Brock for the Marauders of Central State has been phenomenal all year. He's 3rd in the conference in regards to receptions and 2nd in the conference in regards to receiving touchdowns with 5. So Kendall Bonnie, who stepped in and got the win versus Savannah State, that's going to be his main target on the afternoon. I'm James Hadnot, HBCU Go.
You can only watch that game right here on the GRIO cable. Kickoff is at 1 p.m. Eastern. If you're headed to Atlanta this weekend for the game, meteorologist Lynette Charles has what you need to know before you go. Lynette, good to see you, my sister. Are we in for some southern sunshine?
All right, Mark, you see this big smile on my face. That is because we will see some southern sunshine for today. So this is what we have. We will have plenty of sunshine in Atlanta. That kickoff coming in at 1 o'clock. We will have a homecoming game here. Really, Clark Atlanta University, the Panthers, lots of sunshine to be had. Temperatures will be in the 70s. As we take a look at Pine Bluff, Arkansas, with this, we'll throw in a few more clouds out there, but still plenty of dry conditions. Temperatures will be in the mid to upper 80s out there. And as we look at other games that will be in the sunshine, we're looking at Fairfield, Alabama, Fort Valley, Georgia. We'll see that around Savannah, Georgia, too, down off towards Miami Gardens, nothing but sunshine. And then as we take it further on off to the north and east, yes, we will see some showers there around Dover, Delaware. That's going to be the name of the game. But all in all, when we look at temperatures down off towards the south, numbers will be in the 70s and 80s, 60s as we head up towards the mid-Atlantic and also the northeast. Mark, back to you.
Thanks, Lynette. Now, I want to know which HBCU is the best of all time. Next on the GRIO, I'm passing the mic to a Hampton University alumnus who has some pretty strong opinions. So y'all stick around and let me know if you agree with him. Welcome back to the GRIO. You're taking a look over the campus of Cheyney University of Pennsylvania, the first historically black college or university in the nation. Cheyney was founded in 1837 after a $10,000 donation from a Quaker to educate people of African descent. The school is now located 25 miles west of Philadelphia, and I got to add, my father is a proud graduate of the Cheyney State Teacher College. And my sister is also a graduate of Cheyney State University. It's that time of the show when I pass the mic to a proud HBCU graduate, and this time we had to show some love to the home team. A member of our team who helps us bring the show to you every night is also a very proud, I mean very, like annoyingly proud, graduate of Hampton University.
My name is John Gervais. I am a producer and editor for theGrio on Marc Lamont Hill show. I am a 2003 graduate of the Hampton University, member of the first class to graduate from the School of Scripps Howard School of Journalism, and a member of Ogre 11. It's real simple for me why I love my HBCU. I love it because I went to a predominantly white high school growing up. All my schools were predominantly white. Didn't really particularly want to go to a HBCU, but then went to a visit for Hampton. And it was just black excellence. And I was just sold. The campus was beautiful. The journalism school was top notch, and that's what I wanted to be. And then, not gonna lie, homecoming was pretty dope. I didn't know anything about that type of stuff growing up, and then you get to experience it, and you just see, black and brown people that look just like you doing their thing. And so for me, it was a no-brainer. I love Hampton, and I hope that my legacy, my little girl decides to go there when it's her time.
Well, we hope she follows in your footsteps, Jer. Stay with us. Final word after this quick break. All right, family, we have reached the end of the show, but before I let you go, a word about the potential of black students. Texas isn't exactly known for having the most progressive policies on education, but, they've gotten one thing right. Governor Greg Abbott signed a law requiring school districts to automatically enroll sixth graders in an advanced math course if they score in the top 40% of the math portion of the state standardized test. Texas school districts can also consider class ranking or how a student did in fifth grade math. Since the law has passed, the percentage of black sixth graders in advanced math has grown from 17% to 43%. Experts say biases from educators often keep black students out of advanced classes. So we need more programs like this that give black kids a fair chance instead of just relying on teacher recommendations or even a parent or guardian's request. Putting students in advanced classes in middle school sets them up for advanced classes in high school. And that gives them a chance to take college classes in high school, earn college credits, and save money at a time when the cost of a college education is rising. You can get nonstop HBCU content just like this by visiting thegrio.com/HBCU. You can also download the free GRIO mobile app to get unlimited content that amplifies black culture. I want to thank you for joining me tonight. My name is Marc Lamont Hill. I'll see you later. Good night.